Ayer begins by claiming that the existence of a being with the attributes of God cannot be demonstratively proved, nor even shown to be probable. If God were probable, then the proposition is that hypothesis, in other words, there would be some way to test it. If we could test it, then we would deduce certain experimental propositions that make verifiable statements about God, but we can't. Ayer argues that to say God exists is simply to say that certain actions have occurred in a particular sequence. Believers say God can be known through empirical manifestations such as creation, the natural world, and the universe. However, God cannot be defined by those manifestations. Ayer says this means God is metaphysical and therefore cannot be proved to be true or false. Therefore, we cannot talk meaningfully about him. An agnostic holds that God is possibility, but that there is no good reason to believe or disbelieve in God. For an atheist, it is most probable that God does not exist. Ayer says that both views are based on unverifiable propositions, and so both propositions are ruled out. If God is a metaphysics term, the atheist's claim that God does not exist is as nonsensical as the theist's claim that he does exist. Since the agnostic can make no observation to confirm or disconfirm their view, agnosticism is also ruled out. God is said to control the empirical world, and is therefore superior to the empirical world, yet he exists outside it. If his qualities are non-empirical, then God is an unintelligible notion. If God is unverifiable, then God is simply a word. It tells us nothing about him. Ayer claims that there cannot be any transcendent truths of religion. If we say that the nature of God is a mystery, this is unintelligible. If we say God is an object of fate, not reason, this is also unintelligible. Therefore, it is impossible for the sentence to be both significant and about God. Mystics claim that God does not reveal truths, but they cannot be explained to everyone. Ayer says this is nothing more than intuition, and so is not sufficient evidence for the existence of God. If mystics had acquired any factual info, they would reveal them. The same applies to those who claim to have encountered God in a religious experience. The fact that people have religious experiences is interesting from a psychological point of view, but it does not in any way imply that there is such a thing as religious knowledge. Religious experiences is not a valid proof of God's existence, nor does it provide religious knowledge. This is because no act of intuition can be said to reveal the truth about a matter of fact, unless it issues unverifiable no propositions. The same problem arises in a consideration of moral knowledge. Science is the only discipline which offers verifiable empirical propositions.